Hi, I'm Lamont Bear from your host for Take a Look Around. Today we're at Collins and Cass at the St. Louis Staffing Loft, which is ran by the St. Patrick Center. We're on our way down to the 3rd Ward, which is Freeman Bosley Seniors Ward. We're going to talk to Freeman Bosley concerning places like this in his community for the homeless people. Let's go see what Bosley talk about and what his views are. Today we're sitting with the Honorable Mr. Freeman Bosley Sr., Alderman of the 3rd Ward. How you doing today, Mr. Bosley?
I'm doing fine whenever I wake up in any morning and my name's not in the obituary column, I think I had a good night.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. So how's the crime situation doing since you've been alderman here? Has it gone up or going down, or are people working together to solve the problems in the neighborhood, to get rid of the undesirables, or how that's working in your neighborhood?
Well, that's very interesting, and I'm glad you asked that. Years ago, what we did in my ward, which was really crime-ridden, this is the 5th district, and if you check the stats, you'll find in the area between Grand Avenue down the Branch, Highway 70 all the way over to Natural Bridge, you have one of the lowest crime rates in the whole city. Now, why is that happening? Because what we did, we called people together and we created block watch programs. So after we were able to clean up our blocks that way, you follow me, we identified the houses where these people were living that were breaking in people's houses. See, some of them sleep all day long, and at night they wake up, and that's when they run around breaking in your car and stealing your stuff and all like that. So we were able to identify them by this block watch program that we got. And that's one of the reasons why in that area I indicated, there's very little crime. Check with the police department. Almost no crime at all down in there. And that's why now they're over here building these new houses and all. I got over $550 million worth of development happening in the Hyde Park area now. That's because those people that would go to the new house that's being built, steal all the lumber and all the wire and all the copper plumbing out of it, you follow me, when the workers went home at night. But we got people now living in the houses, you don't live down here, they'll call the police on you.
You saying that you don't want them type of people over here.
What type of people?
The homeless people over here.
Oh no, you gotta have a job. You gotta go to school and learn something and have something up here so that you'll be able to do something productive in the neighborhood. I bring somebody over here who didn't go to school, has no education, has no real idea or feeling, a conception of how it is they're supposed to function in the neighborhood. Those people that drive down the street and after they get the last potato chip out the bag, throw that damn bag out the window. I don't want them. Those people that do not take their trash out, and if they drop some of it, when they dump it into the dumpster and leave it there, I don't want them. They don't need to be over here.
Suppose there's an educated homeless family that is down on their luck. You said you have programs.
Well, we help them find a job, because there's no such program that I have or know about other than Pruitt-Igoe and those projects down there, when they let people come in there who had next to nothing, not a pot to pee in or a window to throw it out, and look at Pruitt-Igoe now. Then people would go out there to the playground, and instead of going upstairs to the bathroom, they use the elevator. I mean, no, you've got to have some education about what it takes to coexist in a community. And I'm for that, because those people that do move into these new units that you see around here, they go to a class and we teach them.
In any given time in the evening time, this whole area is lined up with homeless people trying to find refuge to sleep at night. One of those people is Jeffrey. Jeffrey has made a 180-degree turn in his life toward the positiveness. Would Jeffrey be a candidate to move back in the community from which he came from, such as the 3rd Ward, the 5th Ward, the 11th Ward, the 19th Ward? You make the decision, you decide. Let's go see where Jeffrey stay at now.
I'm Jeffrey Williams, and yes, I am an ex-addict of crack cocaine and alcohol and homelessness, in and out of the homeless cycle. I've been clean and sober for 5 years, and I've been in a veterans housing program. I was the first veteran placed in the Washington Avenue apartments at Tucker and Washington in the Veterans Hero program, and I was also the first graduate of that program, and now I'm in permanent housing under a Shelter Plus Care voucher. But I came to the St. Patrick Center, which I was a member there in the drug and alcohol treatment program and mental health program for many years. Now, 5 years ago, I had a spiritual awakening sleeping on the dock of the Globe Democrat building one morning. I woke up and said, Lord, I'm tired. And I went to the Sunshine Mission, and it's a man's overnight shelter. I stayed there, and I wrote St. Patrick Center treatment program a letter that I wanted to come back to treatment. And I went to treatment every day, and I made it to the shelter every night. And I took the veterans classes. They called me in and told me about the Washington Avenue Veterans Transitional Housing Program. It's a 2-year housing program. And I stayed there, and I stayed clean and sober, and became the first veteran to graduate, and stay there as a permanent resident. But on the streets, it was my addiction that kept me out here. The drugs and alcohol, it just made me want more, no matter how sick I was. But he asked me, how did I come into my recovery? It goes all the way back to my home training, my faith in God. I kept my faith when I was homeless, and I would always tell myself, keep the faith.
This is where Jeffrey stays at now. Through his 5 years of clean from his drug addiction, he has since went from the dock to a nice 1-bedroom apartment here. Jeffrey is doing the grand. You make the decision, you make the choice whether or not can Jeffrey function back in the community which he came from, whether or not it's the 3rd Ward, the 4th Ward, the 5th Ward, the 19th Ward. I think Jeffrey has done a great job. I'm gonna take my hand, I'll clap my hands to Jeffrey. Thank you, Jeffrey, for the excellent job that you've done.